If you've spent any time riding, you've almost certainly been told to sit taller. It's probably one of the most common instructions riders hear, and whilst it's well intentioned, for many riders it simply doesn't work. You sit taller for a few moments, then, before you know it, you're back where you started. So you try harder. You lift your chest, pull your shoulders back and brace your body. Yet somehow your position still doesn't stay. If that sounds familiar, I want to reassure you that this isn't a lack of effort. The problem isn't that you're unwilling to sit taller. The problem is that your body may not yet have the support to maintain that position naturally. When we hear the instruction to sit taller, it sounds completely logical. After all, a more organised position usually helps us move better with the horse, improves our balance and allows us to communicate more clearly through our seat and aids. The intention behind the instruction is good. Where it falls down is that it tells us what we'd like to achieve, but not how our body actually achieves it. Imagine someone asking you to stand on one leg. You could force yourself into that position, but if you don't have the balance to support it, you'll wobble, compensate, or eventually put your foot down. Sitting taller works in much the same way. The position itself isn't the challenge. The challenge is whether your body has the ability to organise itself well enough to stay there whilst your horse is moving underneath you. This is where I see many riders unintentionally making things harder for themselves. Instead of becoming taller through better support, they create height through tension. They lift their chest, arc their lower back, pull their shoulders behind them and tighten through the ribs. From the outside, it can look as though they've improved their posture, but underneath, they're simply working much harder. Rather than being supported in the position, they're holding themselves there, and that takes a huge amount of effort. One of the most common things riders say to me is, I can do it, I just can't keep it. That makes perfect sense because riding isn't static. Every stride changes the forces travelling through your body. Your balance shifts continuously, your joints are moving, your muscles are constantly adjusting, and your nervous system is making thousands of tiny decisions every minute to keep you stable. If your body doesn't feel confident managing those forces efficiently, it will always return to the movement strategy it trusts the most. That's not because you're lazy or weak. It's simply the strategy your body has learned over time. I think one of the biggest misunderstandings in riding is that posture is something we hold. It isn't. Riding posture is something we continually manage. Your horse is moving with every stride. That means your pelvis is moving, your spine is moving, your rib cage is moving, and your shoulders are constantly making tiny adjustments. Good riding posture isn't about freezing yourself into one perfect position. It's about staying organised while everything is moving around you. That's a completely different way of thinking about posture. So instead of asking yourself, how do I sit taller? Try asking a different question. What does my body need so that sitting taller becomes the easiest option? That one question changes everything. Instead of forcing the visible position, you begin improving the support underneath it. Once your body can organise itself more efficiently, you no longer have to fight to stay upright. The position starts to feel more natural because it's no longer being maintained through effort alone. If you're finding this helpful, I'd love to know. Leave me a comment below and tell me. What's the one riding instruction you've heard over and over again that you've always struggled to put into practice? I read every comment and it really helps me understand what riders would like me to cover in future videos. And if you're enjoying this content, I'd really appreciate it if you'd like this video and subscribe to the channel. It genuinely helps more riders discover RiderCise. So if you've spent years trying to sit taller without lasting success, don't assume you're doing something wrong. More often than not, you've simply been trying to correct the outcome without addressing what's creating it. Lasting improvements in your riding position comes from improving the way your body supports and organises itself, not from trying harder to hold a shape. If you'd like to understand how your body creates that support, why these movement strategies develop, and why so many traditional riding cues never create lasting change, the Rider Core mini course explains exactly that. It's designed to help you understand how your body creates stability. Because once you understand what's really happening, improving becomes much easier. And if you've been ready to begin improving the physical support behind your riding position, the postural bundle is the perfect next step. Together, they help you move from understanding to lasting change. You'll find links to both in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and before you go, I'd love to ask you one final question. Have you ever been told to sit taller and found yourself back in exactly the same position just moments later? Let me know in the comments below because I'd love to hear your experience. Take care and I'll see you in the next video.